You're watching the Eternal Tournament Series.
And we are back for round 7 of the Eternal Tournament Series in our week 4. Lord of our weekday. I had somewhere I was going with that. But I, of course, am Mark, a.k.a. Chibikawaii, in the booth with me. I've got Gabe, a.k.a. Calimdir. Gabe, how you doing?
I'm doing all right. I'm excited for this last round of Swiss before we get into the top 8. We have a couple cool decks already confirmed for top 8. And this matchup here is going to be Justice Primal Shadow Control versus, I believe, Argenport. Finally, the boogeyman appears on stream, Argenport mid-range. The cow god himself, Tavrod.
Mo.
How do you think this play out once we get into the match, which should just a minute? We're just working on a couple things in the back end.
Honestly, I'm not entirely sure. I think I give the edge to Jez, though, purely because the amount of bigger flyers that they have, and like with the no strix coming down, like just making those 10-10 Shelter Wing Riders just seems so good.
Yeah, I think I have to agree with you. I think they're both Argenport type shells. There's
exactly.
There's slays, vanquishes, and harsh rules to answer Tavrod, as well as Valkyrie Enforcers, and then Nostrix or Jez is the control deck in this sort of mirror. Obviously, decks are very different, but both are trying to play value units 1-for-1 and then have the better cards. And Jez is a little bit bigger deck, and usually in those scenarios, the deck that's just a little bit slower comes out ahead.
And Jez has Harsh Rule and Mokdo, and Kelly does not.
And also Jez, and also tvkelley has the opportunity to get 2-for-1 with Bloodletter. However, with enough sabotages and protects and a unseen commando or a Tavrod, I mean, tvkelley can definitely take over.
Yeah, and so just quick recap of the game so far. There was a sabotage turn 1 from tvkelley that was able to get a strategize out of Jez's hand, followed up by turn 2 Vara's favor to the face for tvkelley. Jez has just played 2 different strategizes and has found a Shelter Wing Rider that they'll be able to actually play on their turn 5, since they decided to seek power this turn as well as play the crest. They find a protect, they leave that protect on top. Things are looking good.
So no dark returns for tvkelley. Not typically a card you see in Argenport anyway, but just if this art interrogator gets slayed, that's the end of that interrogator, and it's not coming back with any the ability to draw. But I think Slay's going to probably just hit the Impending Doom, especially right now that tvkelley is depleted. Okay. Well, I was going to say to play around Protect, but I guess this works too because he has his own Protect up here. And this is going to be an excellent ambush play here. So I think tvkelley saw the pause and is going to surmise that it's either... Yeah, he knows that it's got to be a...
What? Is that another miss? That's got to be another misclick, right?
Yep. I'm going to go ahead and say that was a misclick.
Yeah, and you can... Okay, so unfortunate in the tournament series, we've had 2 misclicks on the... It didn't matter last time.
Okay,
so it's not going to matter this time.
This time...
it might matter this time.
Yeah, so he was trying to slay the Shelter Wing Rider because Jez doesn't have any other 1-mana tricks or 1-power tricks. So he knew it was Protect, and he was like, okay, well, I'll just slay the Shelter Wing Rider and either force him to use Protect and stick with an 0-5 or just lose the thing anyway.
And now we see the Protect come down on the Mokdo. Mokdo now gains Aegis, so yeah, this block means that you're now going to have a Mokdo that has Aegis and Destiny on top of the top 10 cards somewhere in there. tvkelley going to be playing an Unseen Commando, trying to get some action going. However, the Slay from Jez not going to really let them if they want to take that. So we see the Valkyrie Enforcer come down, going to silence the Commando. Actually, probably just leaves it. Yeah, it doesn't even need to waste the Slay. This is not looking great. tvkelley going to be playing a Auric Runehammer, going to take care of the Valkyrie Enforcer, leaving tvkelley at 24 life with 1 armor and, of course, the 4 attack from the Rune Hammer. Just sitting at 15, but under no pressure right now, playing that second Mocto, or I guess technically the original Mocto, in the opening hand. And now we're somewhere in the top 8. There is that still Aegis Mocto as well.
Yeah, so I think this game. I mean, we obviously can't see what is in tvkelley, what is in tvkelley's hand due to some issues that are out of our control. But I find it really difficult to imagine that tvkelley is going to win this game.
Yeah.
We've just gotten into the territory of the game where Jez's deck has more options, has better cards to play, and he's also sitting on 2 slays, whereas I imagine it's very unlikely that tvkelley is sitting on 2 relevant cards as he would.
Yeah, one thing I would have liked to have seen from Jez, though, we haven't noticed any pauses for any protects, so you can feel free that the tvkelley's not going to have those. But having that second slay makes me want to go ahead and slay that Unseen Commando, because it just makes Bloodletter a dead draw at that point. I think I don't know. I feel like it's value. It's got a good enough value, because all you need to do is like fade a couple more turns while you're getting Mocto in. Like I think it does enough to stall.
Marginal play, because even now
because
even now this Bloodletter comes down, you just have 2 slays to kill the Unseen Commando anyway.
Yeah, but this way he would have been down 5. Like you wouldn't be at 15, right?
But I think he's
1 more turn.
But I think that that Jez is just going to win anyway. Is more what I mean.
It just seems like a risk that you don't need to take when you have duplicate removal and they haven't done anything and they have a few cards in hand.
I don't even know that it's a risk. I think you just are fine completely either way, and it doesn't affect the game at all. I like now they just can't use that Bloodletter on another unit potentially.
Yeah, but I guess they wouldn't have any. It would have been a slightly tighter play.
Yeah, yes, he would be dead here.
That's my only point. I agree. I don't think it's actually going to matter. But yeah. All right, and we see Kelly pick it up there. Writing was on the wall. Congratulations to Jez. We're gonna go to sideboards.
And I'm not sure that misclick actually would have affected the game very much. The 05 ended up not doing really anything.
Yeah. So. And the Bloodletter was drawn so late in the game. Like it was, if the Bloodletter had been drawn earlier in the game and been able to put on the Interrogator, maybe that would have had some bearing.
But I think the Interrogator would have caught the slay for sure.
Oh yes. Yeah.
So as we get into sideboards, we don't get to see what tvkelley is doing. So we just have to make our best guesses here. What do you think tvkelley is going to bring in as the person trying to make a comeback here?
I actually don't mind the Dream Snatchers. I think you could try. Like, I think you can make an argument that you just want to get in as low and fast as possible against Jez's deck and just hope to get a win that way. No, I mean, like, but that's, I mean, and then also looking at Azendel's gift seems fine. Vara seems interesting. I don't think you want the Harsh Rules at all, because, like, Jez's deck is just a better Harsh Rule deck. Looking at Steward of the Past doesn't do a ton anymore because of the nerf. You could have made an argument for that because of, like, Mocto, but...
Yeah, sure. Yeah, it doesn't do anything against Mocto now. So I think you just, obviously you want to protect... and you want to be as threat dense as possible. The question is, what are you taking out? Do you take out Bloodletters to try and stop getting yourself 2-for-1? Do you take out Annihilates because there's no targets for them? Yeah, I think you'd probably take out Annihilate, even though Unseen Commando.
How good is Sabotage here? Can you trim some of the Sabotages?
I don't think you take any Sabotages out. I think you go 4 Protect and 4 Sabotage. And I think you can take out all the Rune Hammers as well.
Sabotage is really going after Wisdom of the Elders, though. What else is it going after?
I don't know. Harsh Rule, Vanquish, Slay.
All right. Fair enough. Okay.
Anyways. So yeah, I think you bring in text, you take out the Rune Hammers, And then if
You
you
like
can
taking the rune
afford,
hammers out? I guess so.
what are
Yeah,
you
all
hitting?
their
Yeah.
all their creatures are going to be able to eat it. Yeah.
And then if you can afford to bring in stuff, then there's an argument between Snatchers versus Gift or Vera. On the other side, do we have our players in the game?
Yes, they have started, and there was some shenanigans going on. Oh man. All right. We are jumping in there, and I will recap what I saw. There was a turn 2 Argenport
Instigator.
Instigator played that had a Bloodletter played on it turn 3. However, I believe it was an Annihilate.
I think it was Slay.
Oh, Slay coming out from Jez, able to
Jez.
take care of that. Just sitting at 19, Kelly sitting at 30. We're gonna see a sabotage come out from Kelly. Gonna hit that Vanquish. Unseen Commando sitting in play for Kelly. However, Jez does have a 5/5 Shelter Wing Rider currently in their hand, or in play as well. So going to do a very good job of blocking that Unseen Commando. Also has a Shelter Wing Rider in hand. They're going to be able to play that next turn as well if they so want to, or if they choose.
From Jez's side, there's not that much that he wants to take out. Pretty much every card is good in the matchup. Potentially some amount of protects or sabotages might be good to deal with the opponent's protects or sabotages.
Yeah,
but I don't think you need Unseen Commando. I think you can just get away with your with the flyers you have already. I don't think you need more gas in Thunderstrike Dragon either. I think you're in a spot as far as the threats you have already in the deck.
Ooh, and I really like this. So Jez went ahead, fired off the sabotage. In response, Kelly decided to go ahead and play that protect, not on their face, but on their Unseen Commando.
Yeah.
Which definitely a fun little line of play there, because that Annihilate knock it doesn't do a ton against Jez's deck.
Yeah, well, like I said, I'm surprised that he didn't take them all out. I was expecting all of them to come out because they're just only hit Valkyrie Enforcer or potentially Thunderstrike Dragon, and that's just not where you want to be. You want to be proactive here.
Yeah, and we see the attack in for 5 here, and I have to imagine, yep, that second Shelter Wing Rider is going to come into play. We're going to see the Seat of Cunning being played now. Next turn, they're going to be able to hold up, strategize, or hold up Wisdom and strategize on their turn. We do see the Slay come down on one of the Shelter Wing Riders, which is going to pop the Aegis, make it just a 0/5, and allows Unseen Commando to swing in for 3, putting tvkelley to 28, and Jez still sitting at a cool 19. Jez plays Wisdom of the Elders in their main phase and is able to draw a Shadow Sigil and a Mockdown.
Yeah, I mean, we're seeing Argenport getting beat at basically its own game here.
Yep.
Jez's deck is just the better removal pile and has bigger threats. Obviously, not as fast, not as punishing for slower starts, doesn't have that aggressive edge to it, but it instead going for the controlling edge. And I think that's a very good answer to a meta where you're expecting a lot of Argenport. That's why the other two most popular decks besides Argenport this week are the JPS Control and the Fire Justice Shadow deck, because they're just have the same Argenport removal that Argenport does, but have more controlling elements to go over the top of Argenport.
Yeah, we do see tvkelley continuing to attack and effectively making Jez's attacks only do 2 points of damage a turn. However, we see Jez decide to go ahead and play the one Valkyrie Enforcer, popping the Aegis on the Unseen Commando, and given that line, I have to imagine we're going to see the second Valkyrie Enforcer come down to completely silence that Unseen Commando. That Unseen Commando now just a 2/3, not going to be doing much there. Jez is representing 11 points of damage in the air. We do see a Tavrod come down, but Jez has got that Vanquish. I think this is all she wrote.
Yeah, this is pretty much it. tvkelley is completely depleted. No fear of a protect. So this Vanquish is going to clean up Tavrod really nicely, and there's more than lethal sitting on the board for Jez.
Yeah, so Kelly does have a Vanquish and a Slay, so they will be able to stave off death this coming turn. But for how? But they stave it off for what, one turn?
Yep, just one turn.
All right,
and strategize might even find lethal somehow. Let's see if there's any. I guess a Black Sky Harbinger would. No, not. Yeah, there's nothing that actually kills him this turn.
Yeah, no, protect kills him.
Oh, right, because
Yep.
that's how Shelterwing Rider works.
And that's how we do. All right. Well, tvkelley putting up a fantastic fight. Unfortunately, just not able to get over the reoccurring and very large threats that Jez had to offer.
Yeah, I mean, it's possible that I'm just, being biased by my own observation here in this particular experience, but I
No.
feel like that is a very, very good
Yeah.
matchup for Jez. If
Yeah.
you are watching this and you're thinking, how do I beat the Argenport Menace? I mean, you have several options. You have
You just
this
witnessed a clinic.
this JPS control deck, which puts a lot of the same tools to use, just go over the top. And then the same thing with the Fire Justice Shadow deck that Kamado created, that a lot of people are on as well. And then I think that the other aggro decks we've seen also have a chance. Yeah, Shadow looking very strong this weekend.
Yes, it
And
is.
we'll find out more about that as we go into top 8. I'm not sure that we have a backup
No,
match for this round.
I don't.
So yeah, that's going to be our last match for this round. Is there anything you want to say, Mark, before we head to a break and then come back for top 8?
Yeah, I want to talk about the people that we know are going to be in top 8, since apparently you don't want to do it. Well, that's fine. We have Niamster. Oh wait, that's right. I made the Napster joke earlier. I'm funny. Kamado, Kang. We saw Kang on camera earlier, but excuse me. Niamster is 7-0. Kamado 6-1. Kang still at 6-1. Remember, Kang is the I only have 3, so don't ask deck. Again,
Ooh.
for all the viewers out there, yeah, just come play. You'll make top 8, guaranteed. Some disclaimers. Then Jez, who we just saw, sitting at 6-1. Somebody named Mansu or Manu S, 6-1.
Oh.
Yeah, it's hard. And then Crisalio sitting at 6-1 as well. That's just to give you a quick rundown. That's Charge Rod, Fire Justice Shadow.
Yeah, Charge Rod at 7-0. That's
Yes.
an important distinction.
Oh,
Charge Rod at 7-0, then Kamado
Mhm.
and Manu S at 6-1 with that Fire Justice Shadow deck that Kamado created, and then Kang Breath is on Rakano that we saw. What is Crisalio on?
Skycrag aggro.
Oh wow! So that is a Rakano deck, a Skycrag deck, a JPS deck, and 2 FJS decks and Divining Rod.
It's
0 Argenport. Would you look at that?
Yeah, it's
Almost like
what we talked about earlier in the
people
day.
brought decks that beat Argenport. Huh.
I actually am curious to see what the meta breakdown was for so how many Argenport decks actually came? Because
It was only
you mentioned
10.
that, right?
It was only 10, yeah.
Which is still like 10% of the field.
Yeah, which is the highest percentage.
Yeah.
And I also would not be surprised to see one of our, because that's only 6 decks. I would not be surprised to see one of the last 2 slots be filled with Argenport, because we do have a couple people doing pretty
well. Yeah. And so it'll be very curious. But with that, we're going to let the rest of the matches play out. We're going to get a finalized top 8. We're going to take a little bit of a break, and then we'll be back for that top 8. So seriously, everybody, thank you very much for tuning in and sticking around, and we'll be back as fast as we possibly can to bring you the top 8 action of this week 4 Tournament Series.